Yeah, it's an apartment, but it's my first apartment, so I'm very excited about that. Rented, mind you. I'm not buying a house. Not in this economy. Jesus. Can you imagine?
Do you see chances for Jorden to save
Well,
the game?
it's going to be quite messy, and the line I just showed on my board, I think you're expected to play Rook E8 here, because allowing that knight takes f8 seems a bit strange.
Let's do it.
White will now take on, I mean, I'm assuming, it's best. I'm assuming this is the intention. You take on b8, you take on a7. If you allow Rook d1, d7, I think your position collapses, so you kind of have to play Rook a8. At least you activate one rook, but you've given up your entire queen side.
All right, well, you're doing a great job and played very well today. We were really excited, and thanks for showing us all these beautiful variations. Good luck in the rest of your games.
And Levon, we had Anish as a guest as well, and Anish says, well, knight a4. I don't calculate such moves like knight a4. No, we just don't do it.
I do, and I'm ashamed of it.
Always a pleasure to watch your games. Levon, please come back as soon as possible.
What black needs are secure squares for other pieces. The knight on f4 is okay. Knight on f5 is okay. Knight on d4 is okay. These are the squares, and black gets stable squares for the pieces, particularly the knight. Then white will not be able to push through. And white needed to be far more aggressive and start removing pawns. Pass pawns feature very highly in material imbalanced positions. I know it sounds like a kind of a trivial thing to say, but they're huge, especially when you have a queen. And what he did by avoiding taking that pawn on b6, he may come to regret it, as suddenly black might activate pieces much faster and get real counterplay. This position, we're going to see more mistakes in a couple more moves. Just watch. The imbalanced piece positions are incredibly difficult to play. I don't care what level you are, because you don't study them and learn the nuances of these type of positions on a regular basis. The other thing you didn't point out is after Rook d7, knight e6 drops the e-pawn with check.
Which you're happy to...
Which is tempting as well.
Yes, and then suddenly you stare at it and black says, but I've got play. This material imbalance is weird, and I'm threatening knight f8 to pick off your rook. The rooks start getting into the game.
And importantly, a4 is still hanging. So if you play something like queen f6, which is playable because we do have rook e7 here, we haven't actually dropped the rook.
Right.
But we do drop the pawn on a4, and this is we're just not going to win. This is a very safe fortress for black. Yeah.
Absolutely. Rook on b4, for example, will hold you back and hold the pawn. This is exactly what he's looking for. Remember, the king side is one for black. Black is not worried about the king side at all. What black needs are secure squares for other pieces. The knight on f4 is okay. Knight on f5 is okay. Knight on d4 is okay. These are the squares, and black gets stable squares for the pieces, particularly the knight. Then white will not be able to push through.